Hello, my name's Schra, and I'd like to speak to you today about accents. You may have noticed that the way I'm speaking, I'm utilizing a pretend British accent. And I'm going to take you around the world, at least very briefly, to tell you about accents and what they are and what they're not. The first thing I'd like to say about accents is that some people in the world seem to know something I don't, because their accents seem to be so authentic compared to mine. I've been to England and I've seen people there. I've listened to them and I've heard them say things that sounded so real. It's like I was there. There's some sort of mystery, some sort of secret they have, and I'm going to discover it through scientific research. I'll let you know what I find out. Well, I'd like to first give you an example of an accent different than the one I have right now, because I used to live in the country that many call France. And there in France, they speak with this accent like this when they are speaking English. And if you listen very carefully, you might hear differences in the way they pronounce the different words. And sometimes they will also speak with interesting guttural affirmations such as ho ho ho, ho 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 ho. I have never heard a French person speak with that particular noise, but it is in the movies. There you go. What did you notice? Did you notice that I changed the way the sounds came out of my mouth? And I changed some of the words I used. And I changed some of the way I move. It accents not just about the sounds and pronunciation, but it's about the whole body. It's about your head and your body and the way you think about it. Let me do another accent for you. This is one that I'm really terrible at, but I love to do it because it comes from the country, also in Europe, of Italy. And in this accent, what you do is you move your hand like this. And my daughter, she speaks Italian and she says, Papa, it's not a good accent. You don't sound like an Italian person. But what does she know? I know, because I am myself. Did you notice anything about that one also? Again, I was using my hands more in a different way. And that's something about accents too. Let's move now across the pond, as we are wont to say, to the big place in the United States of America, perhaps Texas or in the other parts of the South. I've lived there also. In fact, I live there right now. Don't tell anybody, it's a secret. But yeah, people will talk like this. Some of them, they will wear cowboy hats. They'll wear cowboy boots, and they'll say y'all all the time. And that's what a Texas accent's all about, is like this, spreading out your mouth, adding extra syllables in your vowels. I once went to Mississippi, an airport, and a lady there, she greeted me at the airport, and she said, "Hi." I didn't know what she was trying to say, but it took 3 or 4 syllables that I had never heard before. So that's a little bit of something that happens here in the South. There, did you notice that? You notice that when I was talking like somebody from Texas, I used a word called y'all. It's a very useful word because it helps you tell whether you're talking to one person or more than one. Sometimes they'll say all y'all just to make it really clear because they love you here in Texas. They want you to understand. Now, why do accents keep happening? Why don't they disappear? We watch the TV and we hear lots of people speaking the same. I'll tell you why, and I've just noticed it in the last couple of weeks. People don't want you to change your accent. They'll slap you down. My wife, she was talking to some people from California in her family, and she said, yo, and everybody started laughing and saying, oh, you're from the South now. Or one of my nieces, she went to live in Australia, and she was there too, and she said, Melbourne instead of Melbourne, as lots of the Americans would say. Everybody said, oh, listen to her. She sounds like an Australian now. I think that's one reason we keep our accents, is because the people that we associate with don't want us to change. So, I suggest you experiment with accents, especially when you're by yourself. Perhaps when you're in the shower or in the car by yourself or on a walk. That's what I do. I practice and I practice. And one day I'm going to solve the mystery of how all those people in England can speak with not just a pretend British accent, but something that sounds very close to real. And that's all I have to say about accents right now.